Your enemies can kill you, but only your friends can hurt you. Wisdom often exists under a shabby coat. If we lose affection and kindliness from our life, we lose all that gives it charm. In all matters, before beginning, a diligent preparation should be made. The thirst of desire is never filled, nor fully satisfied. To give counsel, as well as to take it, is a feature of true friendship. Genius is fostered by industry. I prefer the wisdom of the uneducated to the folly of the loquacious. When time and need require, we should resist with all our might, and prefer death to slavery and disgrace. There is no duty more obligatory than the repayment of kindness. Nothing is more praiseworthy, nothing more suited to a great and illustrious man than placability and a merciful disposition. Wisdom is not only to be acquired, but enjoyed. There is no duty more indispensable than that of returning a kindness. He is rich who wishes no more than he has. It is as hard for the good to suspect evil, as it is for the bad to suspect good. Of all nature's gifts to the human race, what is sweeter to a man than his children? The purpose of education is to free the student from the tyranny of the present. When money is unreasonably coveted, it is a disease of the mind which is called avarice. The life of the dead is placed in the memory of the living. What is dignity without honesty? What one has, one ought to use, and whatever he does he should do with all his might. You will be as much value to others as you have been to yourself. Loyalty is what we seek in friendship. After victory, you have more enemies. It is difficult to persuade mankind that the love of virtue is the love of themselves. The higher our position, the more modestly we should behave. History is indeed the witness of the times, the light of truth. It is exercise alone that supports the spirits, and keeps the mind in vigor. Our generosity never should exceed our abilities. Never go to excess, but let moderation be your guide. As the grace of man is in the mind, so the beauty of the mind is eloquence. Time obliterates the fictions of opinion and confirms the decisions of nature. We study history not to be clever in another time, but to be wise always. By doubting we come at truth. It is the nature of every person to err, but only the fool perseveres in error. Fortune, not wisdom, rules lives. The life given us, by nature is short, but the memory of a well-spent life is eternal. It is our own evil thoughts which madden us. The recovery of freedom is so splendid a thing that we must not shun even death when seeking to recover it. The pursuit, even of the best things, ought to be calm and tranquil. The wise man knows nothing if he cannot benefit from his wisdom. Wisdom is not only to be acquired, but also to be utilized. There are more men ennobled by study than by nature. I hear Socrates saying that the best seasoning for food is hunger, for drink, thirst. No well-informed person has declared a change of opinion to be inconstancy. Trust no one unless you have eaten much salt with him. He is no worse enemy than himself. What is permissible is not always honorable. Men do not realize how great an income thrift is. Whatever befalls in accordance with nature should be accounted good. Our minds possess by nature an insatiable desire to know the truth. The countenance is the portrait of the soul, and the eyes mark its intentions. Knowledge which is divorced from justice may be called cunning rather than wisdom. The multitude of fools is a protection to the wise. A thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue but the parent of all the other virtues. Advice in old age is foolish, for what can be more absurd than to increase our provisions for the road the nearer we approach to our journey's end? I am never less alone than when alone. You must therefore love me, myself, and not my circumstances, if we are to be real friends. Thou shouldst eat to live, not live to eat. He who has once deviated from the truth usually commits perjury with as little scruple as he would tell a lie. Justice consists in doing no injury to men, decency in giving them no offense. To live long, live slowly. Probabilities direct the conduct of the wise man. There are no true friends in politics. Let your desires be ruled by reason. Dumb Spiro, Spiro as long as I breathe, I hope. No wise man ever thought that a traitor should be trusted. Everything is alive. Everything is interconnected. It is the character of a brave and resolute man not to be ruffled by adversity and not to desert his post. Not only is there an art in knowing a thing, but also a certain art in teaching it. We are obliged to respect, defend, and maintain the common bonds of union and fellowship that exist among all members of the human race. Brevity is a great charm of eloquence. The most desirable thing in life after health and modest means is leisure with dignity. Grief is not in the nature of things, but in opinion. No one has the right to be sorry for himself for a misfortune that strikes everyone. The house should derive dignity from the master, not the master from the house. What is dishonorably got is dishonorably squandered. Every man should bear his own grievances rather than detract from the comforts of another. A man of courage is also full of faith. Ability without honor is useless. The absolute good is not a matter of opinion but of nature. If a man cannot feel the power of God when he looks upon the stars, then I doubt whether he is capable of any feeling at all. In so far as the mind is stronger than the body, so are the ills contracted by the mind more severe than those contracted by the body. A tear dries quickly when it is shed for troubles of others. Fortune is not only blind herself, but blinds the people she has embraced. The mere act of believing that some wrongful course of action constitutes an advantage is pernicious. Care should be taken that the punishment does not exceed the guilt, and also that some men do not suffer for offenses for which others are not even indicted. Study carefully the character of the one you recommend, lest their misconduct bring you shame. It is not only arrogant, but it is profligate for a man to disregard the world's opinion of himself. The more virtuous any man is, the less easily does he suspect others to be vicious. persistence in a single view has never been regarded as a merit in political leaders. Would that I could discover truth as easily as I can uncover falsehood. See you in the next videos.